What if I told you that one of the biggest challenges that you will face when you are scaling your business isn't about finding the right customers or even building the right team. It's about creating a vision that can actually grow with you. Many business owners get stuck because their vision, while ambitious, lacks the flexibility or clarity needed to scale. Now, they set a vision as if it's a plan set in stone, but that isn't strategic thinking. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, like your business is running away from you, or you're working overtime to connect your long-term dreams with the day-to-day grind of running your business, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Dr. David Leitner, and today we're talking about one of the most critical steps in scaling your business: creating a scalable vision. Now, scalable vision isn't just a lofty idea. It's sort of like the map that guides your business growth while keeping your team aligned and inspired. And we're going to explore three key areas: defining long-term objectives, communicating your vision effectively, and aligning your vision with market opportunities. And before we dive into each of the topics today, I want to take a minute to clarify what scaling really means. Scaling is not just about growing bigger. It's about growing smarter. It's about creating systems, processes, and structures that allow your business to expand its reach, serve more customers, and increase revenue without compromising the quality of your work or overwhelming your resources. A scalable vision is a forward-thinking concept that ensures your growth is sustainable, adaptive, and aligned with internal values and opportunities and external opportunities as well. So first, let's talk about defining some long-term objectives. These objectives act as stepping stones for your scalable vision. Now, they're not set in stone, but they are stepping stones. To get started, ask yourself, what do I want my business to look like and achieve in 5 to 10 years? Now, that looks like a long way from now, but try to be specific. Is it that you want to transform something in your industry with some groundbreaking innovation? Do you want to establish a global brand and be recognized by some new redefined standard? Or maybe you want to create some kind of social movement that reshapes a part of society for the better. Or maybe you just want to grow enough so that you can have a comfortable life and have some of the freedoms you hope you have as a business owner to allow you to do the things you want, when you want, and how you want. Remember, long-term objectives should inspire you and your team and guide decision-making. You want to think of them sort of like branches of a tree. They're going to host the leaves and bear the fruit of the business. And sometimes you're going to need to prune them and maybe focus on one of them that happens to be bearing fruit right now. But at the end, you want them to balance your business and provide the stability it needs for growth. One branch that's too long, too strong, or too heavy is going to cause problems. So what I want you to do, just take a moment, write down your objectives. Now, here's the thing. Writing them down is great, but if you don't revisit them often to ensure that they remain relevant as your business evolves, you have a fundamental problem. There's a company I worked with a couple of years ago, and they set a vision to become an international supplier in 5 years. Now, to achieve this, they outlined 3 key objectives. They wanted to create a new organizational structure and wanted to man it. They developed new products tailored to the international market, and they were building a clear revenue base locally that would allow them to hit specific growth milestones along the way. By breaking their vision into these 3 actionable objectives, they were able to transition from a local player to a respected global supplier. But they needed to continually revisit those objectives. Their success wasn't just about the ambition, it was about clarity, strategic thinking, and constant communication. Well, what are we talking about when we talk about constant communication? A vision is only effective if your team understands it and believes it. So how do you get everyone on board? Let's start by just breaking your vision down into relatable terms, things that everyone understands, and make sure everyone understands what your terms mean. It's not just sharing the why behind each objective, but how each objective works towards your vision and purpose. Why is the vision important? How is it scalable? How are you going to achieve impact with your employees, with your customers, and with the larger community? And you should use storytelling to connect emotionally with your people. If your vision involves becoming a leader in sustainability, for instance, why is that important? And why does it impact you personally or your team? I want to share a story of what happens when constant communication about vision and objectives gets overlooked. A friend of mine ran a very promising startup in the tech world with a vision to revolutionize remote work. Everyone knew what they were working on, but leadership failed to consistently communicate the overall vision to the team or discuss the objectives on a regular basis. The team was 12 people and everyone knew how they wanted to impact the client, but they didn't really understand the full vision. And without that clear guidance, employees began working on misaligned priorities. They started wasting valuable resources on initiatives that didn't support the company's objectives. And the result was a lot of delays, a tremendous amount of frustration, and a team that was completely disconnected from the company's purpose. It took them time to regain their momentum after we started working together. And that was time that could have been saved with clear and consistent communication from the start. And consistency is key. Incorporating your vision and objectives into team meetings, performance reviews, company updates, these are the ABCs of consistency and communication for a scalable vision. This repetition ensures that it stays top of mind, that your vision stays top of mind, and it becomes inherent to who you are as a company, part of your organizational culture. But it's not just enough to talk about your vision and to break it down. You really need to see how can you align your vision with the market, with market opportunities. It's a scalable vision isn't created in a vacuum. It needs to resonate with the realities of your industry and the needs of your customers. Your team needs to understand the environment they are working in. And this is more than just researching market trends. It's about connecting what's changing in your industry and the gaps that your business can fill as opportunities align with objectives and with your vision. I want to take a minute to discuss a quick case study. Warby Parker was founded in 2010 by 4 Wharton School students, and they started as a small online eyewear company, and their mission was to disrupt the traditional eyewear industry. They identified a couple of problems, but the biggest one was that high quality eyeglasses were way overpriced, and the industry was dominated by one single player, Luxottica. They envisioned a direct-to-consumer model that could offer affordable glasses that were stylish, but more than that, they also wanted to give back to society. For every pair of glasses that they sold, Warby Parker also donated to someone in need. So while Warby Parker's initial vision was really compelling, they were also faced with a critical challenge of how to create a scalable vision so they wouldn't lose sight of their mission or compromise their customer experience. And as demand grew, they needed to ensure that their operations, their supply chain, and their customer service could handle growth. But they also had to decide whether to remain online or maybe expand into physical retail. And that is a decision that impacts scalability. The founders knew that their vision had to adapt as they grew. They didn't just want to sell glasses. They wanted to create a whole movement around affordable, socially conscious eyewear. And their vision was scalable enough and broad enough to allow for the expansion into new markets, new product lines, new distribution channels. And before even committing to a physical retail site, Warby Parker tested the concept with pop-up shops. These stores, these temporary stores, they allowed them to gauge customer interest and refine the in-store experience. But most importantly, they maintained their social conscience through the buy a pair, give a pair program. So those values, those roots stayed deep, and it was scalable because they tied it to that core business model, as sales grew, so did their social impact. By 2021, Warby Parker was valued at over $3 billion and had, I think, over 200 retail locations across the United States and Canada. Their scalable vision allowed them to grow and adapt their objectives as they moved through from small online startup to a major player in the eyewear industry. And they did it while staying true to their purpose and mission of affordability and social impact. So you have to be open to adjusting your vision as you gather new insights, as you get new information. It's not I set a vision and that's it. A scalable vision is dynamic. It evolves with the market and with your business growth. And as you learn, you're laying the groundwork for sustainable success. If you're interested in learning more about scaling smarter, we just started a newsletter, The Riddler, which brings together lessons about scaling. You can find a link in the description below. Thank you for spending time with me today. Whether you're joining me live or watching this as a restream, I'm thrilled to have you here. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more insights on scaling your business through engaged leadership and followership. And lastly, I wouldn't be the chief riddler if I didn't give you a parting riddle to ponder. So riddle me this. I guide the ship that never sails. I chart the course without details. I shine above, both near and far. A beacon bright, your guiding star. What am I? Thanks for watching. Leave the answer to the riddle or any questions you have in the comments below. I'll make sure to follow up with you. And until next time, stay strategic and keep scaling. See you next time.